Hi friends, it's Mira here with Min, and we are here today because y'all know what time it is. It is Tuesday, October 24th, and I am running to the bookstore, running to get Miss Britney Spears' memoir. Are you
Oh,
running?
that's right.
But question, am I picking up Jada's?
No,
He's so mean.
I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm trying with her. I am. But man, they used to be like my quote unquote it couple. And now they're just like,
Is it
they're
because the
just a hot
fantasy is
mess.
ruined? Is it because the fantasy is ruined for you in their relationship?
And I don't even know who's making it worse, if it's her or if it's him at this point.
So it's come out that maybe the main reason that they're not getting divorced is money because they don't have a prenup. They've been married forever and a day. Jada really, outside of the red table talk that she did with Facebook, and which has been canceled, by the way, months and months ago, she really doesn't have a source of income. So this is her new source of income. So it's been Will doing all those DC movies, obviously Disney, Aladdin, like all the things. It's been Will's career, his movie career taking off. So I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that's a very good theory. However, I think it's beyond that. I really do.
Again, I didn't fact check this, so take it for what I'm about to say. But apparently Jada is worth like 50 million and Will
Sure.
is worth 350 million,
Sure.
which to me sounds about right. Jada, in my opinion, and if you don't agree with me, I'm cool with that. She's not that great of an actress. Again, my opinion.
Okay, question. What was she in?
Girls Trip for one.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I can't
Wasn't
even
there a
think of what
girls'
else.
trip too? Did we watch that? I did not watch it.
I did not watch it. I
No,
watched the
but there,
first one.
there was one, right?
Yes, there was one. Listen, and then her Red Table Talk, there were some episodes that I watched that I was like, oh, okay, I get what you're about, and parts of it was insightful. The real winner of the Red Table Talk, though, for me, was one Willow, who is their daughter, who is extremely, I feel, extremely intelligent and also very wise for her age.
Mhm.
But the other winner of the Red Table Talk is it Jada's mom?
Yeah. So the whole point of it was the generational aspect to the show, right? She had her
Right.
mom, she had her, and she had her daughter. I want to go back to the divorce though, because if they divorced, it's not like he's going to be paying child support. Their kids are grown. They're separated already. They've already separated. I'm sure he gives her an allotment of money if she doesn't take care of herself already because they have their lives separate. Is it really going to be worth it? But there's something about being connected and having that companionship and that partnership. I just find it interesting that I think it was the way it was handled that it was just put out as a revelation. And I think maybe part of that is their PR to sell books or sell the book because she did show a video of her pulling out the book and opening it
You
up
saw
with
it.
Will there
You
with
saw
the
it.
kids. Yeah, one, it's very contrived because I would love to think y'all are a happy family unit because that's what I've always thought. However, your kids are grown. I'm surprised they don't live elsewhere. They don't have their own spaces. Why are they all home for your book opening? You guys are that close? I hope so. But now with all the revelations and us having to figure it out, but Will's on her book tour, I'm just like, how do I feel about all of this? And I've concluded that I just don't effing care. I'm not buying your book, girl. I don't care about the controversy around it. Britney, I feel like I've known all of the issues. She's come up with her explanations of it, and I don't find any of it super groundbreaking, but I still want to hear her peace of mind because she's always been upfront and now it's not like she's using it as, oh, here's a big reveal. She's just saying her truth. And I don't feel like Jada's doing that. I feel like Jada's team is deliberately changing the narrative of a lot of things that happen in her life, such as her and Tupac. And that's a mislove when Fat Joe point blank asked her, y'all were together. And she was like, no, we were never together like that. We just had a very deep friendship, but it was never
Right.
anything like that. So if
Whereas
it
now
was
she's
never
saying he
anything,
proposed to her. Yeah.
which he probably did as a friend, but and I've had friends who I've been very close to that we did not have anything sexual or anything like that, like most people would say, but there's always like something on one side, which is usually not my side. But anyway, so maybe he had a thing for her and that's what kept him going. But Fat Joe I'm pretty sure it was Fat Joe. He basically was like, that changes things for me because I thought he was such a real hardcore rapper and you were like his person. And it's just, I think Fat Joe was seeing her a little different. And I see it differently because she allowed the media and she blamed the media saying they took it and they ran with it and they had that narrative. But what did you are a professional and what they were going to say after you said that he proposed to you? You didn't clarify that we've never been in a relationship, but yet he proposed to me. You didn't say that. So you're deliberately manipulating the media so you can sell books. That's how I see it. And nothing's wrong with that. People do it all the time. But for me, I'm out. I'm out. Let it die its death and let it move on. And hopefully they can move on from each other. Or if not, they moved on. He's had his relationship. She's had her relationship, entanglements. Right? They've had their entanglements. And that's perfectly fine. And I said
there's just so many holes in that whole entanglement situation, though. For them to come out and say, we've been separated for 6 years. I watched that Red Table Talk. I'm going to tell you, I'm still trying to figure out if they were actually separated for those 6 years, because that Red Table Talk, Will broke down. Like, he looked like he was about to cry. I think he did cry.
She announced it in a Red Table Talk, or was it in her?
The Red Table Talk was for her to come out and tell her truth. And Will wasn't apparently supposed to join her. So hold on. These are also Jada's words. Okay. Again, wasn't initially supposed to join her. Will said he wanted to join her to clear the air and get over the entanglement that she had with August. But if you go back and watch that Red Table Talk, because he looked broken. Right. Yeah. And for them to now say, like, we haven't been together. Why did you say that my wife? Why was your husband upset if you weren't together? Well, and why are you calling it an entanglement? Because it wasn't an entanglement.
She did express shock when he defended her at the Oscars as his wife, when she does not feel like she is his wife. I get that point. Every relationship's different. I've said this before. Yes. I just respectfully choose not to really care, because right now, I don't understand. I don't want to understand. You do you. Hey, by the way, another actress came out and said she's been separated from her husband for 7 years. Meryl Streep. Oh, yeah. Yes, she did. And ain't nobody talking to her about her thing with her husband. They also have grown kids. And the reason they're not talking about it is because she's not doing it in an explosive way, the way that Jada is right now, trying to hawk it and make it like a surprise. But she also has been separated. So that begs the question.
She didn't write a tell-all book.
Yeah. I want to know.
She's out here bashing her husband and saying she love him as much as she loved Tupac.
Hey, Meryl, what's happening back in the 80s, Meryl? I want to know. Y'all were living dangerously. But no, but I think it goes back into what I said last week. Everybody has a different relationship. We don't have to understand it because we're taught to do the traditional thing. And when anything attacks that norm of what we think is norm, it is hard for us to understand. So I applaud them for having their relationship. But I think the problem with Jada and Will, at least from the outside, is that it doesn't seem like it's mutual. And I think that's what we're reacting to. With Meryl Streep and her husband, right now, we don't know much about it, but I like to say they're old and it's mutual. I don't know, because the thing is they're older. If they were like Jada and Will and they still have a lot of years ahead of them and they can have a really happy life, it just pains me to see someone be sad about it when something can be done.
You know how much I love stirring the pot because this is what I do sometimes. But I have a question. Have you just not separated and divorced because financially it sounds like a really bad idea?
That's what I said at the beginning of this conversation. They're saying, people are speculating that's the reason because he's worth so much. But I don't know if money is worth this pain for this long if you are not in agreement with it. Because easily, Will Smith, you can make another $100,000 with one movie, bro. Really and truly. You can command it. You know you can. He has done it. Please give me a break. Go hook up with Tyler Perry and come back to me. Anyway, moving on.
Or sell some water.
I'd buy his water. His body is still legit, man.
His son has a water company.
Will Smith is still freaking cool in this generation upcoming because his kids are cool and he's still relevant. Yeah. He can dedicate a lot of his time into doing more. He just doesn't, he's choosing to live his piece however he chooses, whatever.
But going back to Britney Spears' memoir for a second, Justin needs to get new representation, in my opinion. This is all happening again behind the scenes. I've gotten over the whole Justin situation because I'm just like, all maybe it's because maybe it's the same as, who was it? Kevin Hart, who was like, I'm not going to keep apologizing for the same thing. Maybe that's how he's feeling about it. Who knows?
But here's the thing.
But
did he ever apologize? That's the thing.
Technically, I know I refer this back to the Super Bowl incident, and it's so long ago, maybe we should be over it. But I guess because I felt really bad for Janet Jackson in that moment. Like, not having any consent about your boob being exposed to the world. So he apologized for that. But he never really, Janet's got on Oprah and said he never really apologized to me.
He apologized to Janet years later.
Yeah.
It was years later. This happened like in the last 5 years.
So I guess my question
Maybe
is,
10,
Mira,
maybe 10,
at what point do you say he finally apologized for it? Should we just get over it? If you were Janet Jackson and this happened to you?
Listen, no, because she had to pay a fine to the FCC for her exposed boob that she didn't expose. Matter of fact, if I was Janet Jackson and her team back then, I would have sued the crap out of the FCC and Justin's team. Now I would do that. Maybe back then it was just an embarrassment because stuff like that hadn't happened. So who knows? But listen, he could be I told you this in an episode that we released on Friday. I said he really just needed to take a piece of humble pie and just straight up apologize and say he was a different person back then compared to now, but he feels a certain way. And that's it. Like, it might go over a lot better, especially with NSYNC behind him right now. Like, it might look better. And he has a new movie coming out. He doesn't have to because this stuff happened so long ago. He's probably beyond it. But the hurt that it caused for these women is real. And women, when they're being backlash for something that's not their fault, because Britney cheated, he cheated. Okay. They both cheated on each other. And then with Janet, she didn't do anything wrong. They are the ones who faced a backlash. And it's typical of the world we live in. And obviously things have changed in the past like 10 years, I would say, a lot of what we can tolerate. Because sometimes I see shows and things like that. I'm like, oh, I thought this was funny. And now I'm like, oh, absolutely not. It doesn't translate anymore. So he's maybe a different person now, but he can also stand up and be a man about it. He doesn't have to lay low. The way that you're handling things could be better.
Yeah.
Not handling it is not an option anymore at this point because you're tainted. You're saying your view is tainted of him. Yeah. I want to shift to Britney since we were talking about Britney and her relationship with her sister and how that whole thing. Listen, there's a whole thing today about their relationship and how last year, remember, Britney famously unfollowed her sister on Instagram
because I love when stuff like that makes news.
Because Jamie Lynn had a book or whatever, and Jamie Lynn's trying to be relevant. She's trying to do her thing. She's trying to make her money, honey. Because Jamie Lynn had a book, and then she like did an interview about Britney, so Britney unfollowed her because she wasn't like they don't have the best of relationships, and sisters sometimes don't. But I don't know. I feel like recently they were like talking to each other and it was in the press and they were like all good. And I'm sure they have love for each other as sisters do, but they just have this really love-hate relationship that's so weird to me. But Jamie Lynn is in this show called Steel Magnolias. No.
Yeah.
Sweet Magnolias on Netflix. And I watch it and she's so difficult to watch. And she has a Zoe 102 show coming on. So I guess Britney visited her earlier this year on the set, and they're not confirming or denying that they're friends, and that's pretty much it. So they're maybe trying to reconcile. I feel like what would be really great is if Jamie Lynn showed up with Britney and supported this, and they had a public like outing together or something where Britney and her book, and like that would really help Jamie Lynn more than Britney, obviously, but it would show that Britney's not alone. And I think it would go a long way with the public and how we view Britney, because we're all like afraid for her mental health right now, even though we're celebrating her successes. But I think her showing she has family support from someone, especially everyone understands a tumultuous sister relationship. I feel like that could go a long way for us as the viewers to feel better about Britney. I don't know. What do you think about that theory? Don't hate on Jamie Lynn. I don't like her either, but that's the girl's sister.
Hold on. I'm not going to hate on Jamie Lynn. I do have a plant over there that I just noticed is dying. I'm not going to hate on Jamie Lynn. The part of me wants them to work it out. I really do. Because I feel like Britney needs somebody on her side.
Exactly.
So and listen, I don't always believe this, but sometimes blood is thicker than water, and blood and not like the true like blood of the covenant is thicker than the water. Not that, the actual blood is thicker than water. So I would like them to work it out so that Britney has somebody on her side, because at times when things are rough dynamically within my family, my sister and I can be thick as thieves. So I would prefer that for her.
Yes.
But I sometimes wonder if she's an opportunist.
You have to understand, she's not significantly younger, but Britney was already huge when she was like 9.
Yes.
She got that show probably because she was Britney's sister, not because she was the best talent, because we all know Jamie Lynn can act.
Yeah.
Example, Exhibit A, the show she's on now. She also, remember in 2013, she did the cover of Britney Spears' song at the MTV Awards when Britney was sitting there, like in the audience. And Britney had no idea she was going to do that song. And then Britney had to go and accept an award. And it was like, oh, great job. When it's just, her family pitted them against each other, as families tend to do for their own self-serving purposes. But as a sister, if you have a sibling, you know, you could do some crazy shit to each other, but somebody else attacks you, you're coming out, like you're trying. I think for me, it would just be nice to see a family member that could be saved with her. Because Jamie Lynn still has to make her money. She got kids of her own. She got her own life going on. She's never going to be able to do anything. She can't be an accountant, guys. She can't. She was raised in Britney's spotlight and Britney's shadow. Like, that's just what it is. So she is trying to make a life of herself. She's an adult now. And I just think that Britney can use her sister once Jamie is not trying to get anything out of it. But Jamie has a career going right now, so hopefully not. I don't want to see Britney alone, and I don't want to see some guy attach themselves to her just to, again, be an opportunity, because I think of Sam, her ex-husband, and how he's trying to like still ride off of that crap, and it makes me mad. It makes me so mad because he is just gross. But anyway, speaking of
this
Britney,
just opens for me, going back to Britney's husband for a second, but this opened for me like a conversation that is really like how selective you need to be about like the people in your life,
especially when you get big and when you have things. Like, think about all the lottery winners. When you win the lottery, people always say 90% of the lottery winners are going to lose all their money, and most of it is because they're giving it away because they can't say no, and people come out of the woodwork and they all have a sob story. Or you can win $500 million and it can go away. You could spend that much. This isn't Brewster's Millions. Like, you could spend that much. But it's just really sad because it's human nature for people to take advantage of each other and to have a leg up and to be envious of somebody else. And Britney she wanted that when she was young, so she thought, and then she got it, and then it was like this whole tangled world. We were all over everything Britney did. And then her sister started like being like, oh, no, I got to do something. Her sister wasn't just going to a regular school. There was no way she could. There was no way. She didn't have her parents to sit her in a school. She had to like, basically her whole life was running after Britney because of Britney's career. That's not a normal thing.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
All right. Peace for Jamie Lynn. I don't know.
Again, a part of me, Jamie, honestly, a part of me does cheer for you in the hopes that you work this out with your sister, because I do think that I hope that there's a piece of you that wants to build that relationship back up with your sister so that you are like, if this was my situation, I think I would horribly miss my sister.
I'm sure they missed each other a lot. They probably only had each other for a long time, but the age difference, I think they're about 5 years apart or something like that. Don't come here for the information.
Pretty big gap.
But it's a big gap. It's not like she's a year apart or 2 years apart. But speaking of sisters and friends of Miss Britney, let's talk about Paris Hilton. Because Paris had Nikki, they were about the same age. They were partying together along with Britney Spears. So Paris recently, she supports Britney, and obviously they don't have a relationship now, but as old friends do, they can come out and show their support. So Paris got her life together. Girl got her good hair on. She got her outfit on. She's all classy and shit now, as she was going to be anyway, because she's a Hilton, and she's married, and it was like this whole big thing. So she comes to New York, and unlike most celebrities these days, she took a picture of her and her baby sitting in this beautiful suite, and my baby's first trip to New York, wearing the Burberry, the whole thing. And she shows her baby's face, which is weird because most celebrities nowadays don't do that on purpose. So I was surprised because it was like a full-on beautiful picture of her baby. Did I notice that the baby's head was shaped a little bit big and weird? Yes. And then I thought, but all babies' heads are shaped weird, right? Yeah. Why are y'all coming for this girl and her baby? Leave this poor child alone. The internet trolls are out in force. They are bashing this baby's head.
The idea
The
that you can like,
size, the shape, leave the girl alone. What about how cute this baby is? What about the baby's outfit? What about the baby's trip to New York? Did that baby fly a private jet? He did. Girl,
I
I'm
mean,
mad
listen,
about it.
everybody has to. First of all,
Mad
Mira,
about it. Her
first of
baby
all,
Phoenix. Her baby's
again,
healthy. Is the baby
I
healthy?
agree with you. No, listen, I agree with you. People like voicing their opinions. And internet trolls and keyboard warriors are obsessed with being able to do
He's
that.
8 months old, man. 8 months old. Show me all these trolls. Show me
I
your
was
baby who's
surprised
like
that
eight
she
months old.
showed her baby's photo.
I was too.
That's a very
It was the
gonna
baby's
say, that's a very
face.
Kim K thing to do.
The baby's face is very beautiful. It's a very beautiful baby, and I'm happy he's healthy, and I'm happy that had his first stay in New York City and all the things. But people are sick, man. People are sick. Leave them alone. Come on. 8 months old. You don't need to attack this baby and what the baby looks like. This brings me to Britney, when Britney literally used to say people would talk about her boobs, her this, her that. And she was like 15 years old and getting stared at. And even
I
like women anchors, I don't want to mention Diane Sawyer, but I'm going to bring it up and talking about how does she think she's a good role model? What about your body? Are you getting your boobs done? And ain't nobody asking Justin if he's getting his balls done. Come on.
listen, I'm totally with you. I remember back when Britney dropped her, I don't know what the album was actually called, the Baby One More Time album, the one that had Baby Hit Me One More Time. If you opened that CD though, that was a strategic move on whoever released it.
On what song? Say it again.
Her first banger, Baby Hit Me One More Time.
Okay.
Whatever album that came out on, and please, I don't remember. But if you bought that CD and you took out the booklet and opened it up, the way it opened up was very strategic. So
Of course,
whoever did it, it was literally a picture of her. Like you opened it up and it was a shot of her crotch right away.
Oh, oops. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Didn't own it.
It was, again.
I Napstered it back in the day. Thanks, Sean Carter.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, but again, though, I think that her management team at that time, right away, made her become a sex symbol a little too young.
Obviously, she wasn't that young. She was like 15 or something, but she talks about how she was going to these auditions and people in suits are literally looking at her up and down while she's singing. They're not looking at, no offense to you, girl. You're a singer, you're an entertainer, but you're not like Adele. Like you're not the best singers. It was about the whole package. And that's what everybody was like back then. When Christina Aguilera came out, Genie in a Bottle, her whole moves and all the stuff was suggestive. Like you had to have that sex appeal for the teenagers. Even today, you have to have that. So I don't know. It's part of the package. It's part of the whole thing. But yeah. Ooh, speaking of that whole crew, let's talk about Kim Kardashian again and her birthday party. She turned 43 and she had this big old bash, and her sister Khloe came in with a mask of Kim's face over her head. Kind of stole the show.
I feel like Kay would lose her crap. Please tell me that Kim lost her.
The headline was Khloe stole the show from Kim at Kim's birthday, even though Kim was dressed in this red hot, super fitted, whatever dress. Khloe comes in her typical outfit, her little mini dress and heels, and a mask on her face of Kim K's face. I thought it was hilarious. Notably missing was her sister Kourtney, who apparently it's revealed that she's on bed rest. That was the excuse, which I'm sure is correct because of her recent scare in the hospital. But girl, you weren't coming to that birthday party, right? You know you weren't. Like, you ain't coming. And that's okay to have an excuse. You had a very good excuse.
I'm very surprised. So, wow. That part of me is like, good for you, Khloe.
I thought it was hilarious. I love Khloe. There is this Instagram girl, and I will put her in the notes for you, but I follow this girl, and her whole TikTok and Instagram is her pretending to be these sisters. Kourtney's always eating a salad with nothing in it, and she has the wig, and she's, yeah. Khloe, she has the blonde wig, and she took Post-its, she cut it up into the rectangles, and she puts it on as fake nails, and she's always having the fake nails fall off.
Yeah.
Love it. And it's always how ridiculous Kim is. And she does the voice deadpan. She's so good. I actually feel like I get most of my Kardashian news from her at this point. Like Khloe even like comments and laughs on it because it's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
So, get your news from that girl. I'll tell you who it is, like in the notes. I'll send it to you, man.
Okay.
That's all I got for celebrity news today.
Real quick.
Oh,
over the weekend.
Oh my God. Are we talking about Travis and Taylor?
Of course we are.
Oh,
Stop it,
Jesus
girl.
Christ.
Did you honestly believe that I was going to sign off?
You're obsessed. You're
No,
obsessed.
seriously, I am. I am obsessed. I'm obsessed because one, I want her to win, and two, somebody needs to win. There's been, girl, we can talk about this all the time. Divorce is the new trend in Hollywood. Let's talk about something fun, okay? But Travis Kelce had his personal best this
what does that mean, Min? I know you watch football every day, so what does that mean? Personal best in what? In catches and touchdowns?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure.
Hold on.
The same myth that I know.
Hold on. There's a picture about it that I saw.
Okay, he performed really well and was there to support him. Okay, I love that she's going. That's not even breaking a record. It's his own record.
I didn't say his personal best. I didn't say it was a record. I said it was his personal best.
So maybe Tay will be like the Kardashians are for him when they were dating the sports guys. They all won the rings and the trophies and all the shit. Okay, so I saw the world's always looking at him, but now the world is looking at him. You have to perform.
You know what I also love about it though was that he was coming out and they made an announcement being like, and now Taylor's boyfriend. He loves playing Mr. Swift.
Because he can make fun of himself a lot. And I think that's why he's so lovable. Because he's that guy. I like a guy who can make fun of themselves.
I do that guy. I am glad that he's able to make fun of himself. But more importantly, it's not the making fun of himself, but also the idea here that he's recognizing that he's won some form of prize. Anyways, I like it. Anyway, yes, I did have to talk about it because you know how obsessed I am with the current state that they're in.
Why is Lauren Sanchez at Kim Kardashian's party? Who is that, you ask? Jeff Bezos' fiance. The one on the lips, the whole thing. She's a family friend and has been seen in public with Kris Jenner and the Kardashians. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you look at these pictures from Kim's birthday, because I know Kim is friends with them and whatever, with Jeff and all of them. From Kim's birthday, Kris Jenner rocking those thigh-high boots. Jesus, I wish my thigh-high boots would look like that on me.
She got nice legs.
She's looking good. They all got nice legs, actually. They all got those nice skinny shaped legs. Listen, I'm not mad at it. Get it, Kris Jenner. How old is she now, you think? Like 74?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's take a look.
I bet you Kris Jenner, she's getting it.
67.
All right, girl. Her 70th birthday is going to be crazy. Crazy. She might as well rent out all of Los Angeles at this point. Maybe she'll run out of stadium.
Rent out a stadium?
Didn't Kanye do that when he proposed to Kim?
I feel like Kris would like make a business out of her birthday.
A deal out of it? Like a
rent
mini,
out a stadium, do like an Eras tour.
like a mini documentary or something. Hypothetical for our audience and for you. Real quick, I know all of her daughters are billionaires / multimillionaires over like hundreds of millions for doing, I want to say nothing, but not nothing, just being that person. Do you think she ever wishes like one of her kids was like an actual talent, like a singer or something where she can capitalize on it, or she does not care? Do you think they would have been the biggest singer in the world if they had talent? Think about it.
Hold on. We're giving, not to say that the girls don't have talent, but are we just discounting the fact that they had a very named father?
Yeah, but so what? He was a lawyer that represented OJ. Big deal. There's people and then my other question was, if he didn't represent OJ, would we know about them? Or they would just be regular people? They live in Calabasas, so they were.
There's a lot of people that live in Calabasas.
No, but they were in school with celebrities and stuff like that. They knew she was best friends with Paris Hilton. That's how we discovered her and her ass. Hello, back in the day, it was like, here's Paris Hilton, who's super famous, and who's this friend that's always there, who's trying to pose for the pictures? Kim. It was Kim. And then what did Kim do? Oh, I had sex with this guy and he's famous too. He's Brandy's brother. Girl was all up in it. She was all up in it. So she had the connects. She just utilized them properly because a lot of people have the connects and they don't utilize it properly.
Right.
And now if you release a sex tape with you and a famous person's brother, no one cares. Kim did it.
First of all, you need consent. 1, 2.
No, she didn't release
a lot
it.
of NDAs.
She didn't release
around.
She didn't release it. He didn't release it. Somebody released it. So there was no consent. They were both adults. Allegedly, but she was really hurt about it. She still talks about it as a thing. So
anyway,
I applaud them for taking lemons and making lemonade mad sweet and creating a franchise for that lemonade because
with vodka.
She can go on TV. She can go on SNL and be like, am I nervous? No, because when I go on Instagram, I have, I don't know, 10 times more of an audience than I do on this show.
Yeah.
Globally. Her platform is bigger than anything put together. So whatever. That's talented, but I'm talking about something else. But
good for her. Listen, I don't know if she cares that her kids don't have quote unquote talent.
I don't know. Northie might bust out with her rapping because that girl is crazy and I love it. And she's only 10.
Kanye has talent.
Kanye is talented. He is talented.
As much as
yeah.
Kanye does have talent. I don't know. I don't know if it would matter to Chris, in truth. And for me, I don't know if it would matter to me.
Okay. Chris did a good job.
There's one thing to have talent. There's another thing to love your talent and use it, right? If your son was really talented at the piano but hated playing piano, how is that useful?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
all right.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, maybe Kim's talent was organizing closets because that's how she...
That is what she got popular.
That's how she got started. Now
not organizing closets. She would go and help her friends clean out their closets. Her friends happened to be celebrities' kids or celebrities or had a lot of money. And she would, whatever they wanted to give away or whatever, because they didn't need it, she would take it and she would resell it. Which is it's still a deal. It's still a thing. Girl was a hustler. Listen, she says it. She says it. She's like all about the fame and she chased after it.
Very smart girl. But I don't think for Chris, if I was Chris, I don't know if I would care. Because if you could be talented and not be using your talents or not even like it.
That's true.
So
now she has a boatload of grandkids that's 100% going to be talented or have a 50% shot because their dads are either musicians or basketball players.
I thought you were gonna talk about how I thought we were gonna hear some news about Courtney. I felt like that was coming down the pipeline for you.
Who cares? Courtney who? All right. I think that's a good way to end this episode of Woke and Pretty. Guys, please share share our podcast with people and make sure you hit the subscribe button because you don't want to miss it. We're coming at you Monday through Friday. So you don't want to miss an episode. So hit the subscribe button. And obviously, if you can rate us, that would be wonderful. And make some comments at the end of each episode. You can tell us your opinions. You can tell us what you think about the episode and anything you want. And follow us on Woke Pretty Podcast on social media. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.